Congratulations, only 30 seconds left. God says you will be very happy tonight because God is giving you that one thing. Open this now. If you ignore this, you'll miss it. Listen to me now. Don't scroll away. This is not a coincidence. You didn't land here by mistake. God has something great for you. God is saying that tonight is not an ordinary night. Tonight is a night that has been building for a long time, even when you didn't realize it. God is saying, this is your turning point. I'm giving you that one thing your heart can't stop thinking about, that one desire, that one breakthrough, that one lottery win, that one miracle, that one prayer you whispered late at night when no one else could hear. You know exactly what it is. It has lived inside you, worrying your mind, sitting heavy on your chest, and sometimes even making you doubt if anything will ever change. God heard you from the very first moment, and He has been moving in the background even when everything around you looked still. Your delay was never denial. You were never forgotten, never pushed aside. You were only being prepared for something bigger than you expect, and now only a few seconds remain before everything shifts. This is the last stretch before joy finally breaks through the walls that held it back. Heaven has already released what you asked for. It is not on its way. It is not waiting for something else to happen. It is already done, delivered, and released into your life. And God says you are going to feel it tonight in a way that will shake your heart. You will cry tears of joy before the night ends, not because of fear or sadness, but because of relief, because of peace, because the weight will no longer sit on your shoulders. God doesn't tease you. When He speaks, He brings His word to pass. He never forgets His promises. He remembers every late night prayer, every silent tear, every painful question you kept inside your heart. Comment 1. If you believe tonight will be different, understand that God sees you more clearly than anyone. You have battled silently, haven't you? You've carried pain without telling people. You've stayed strong when you felt weak inside. You smiled even when your heart was breaking. You kept going when you had every reason to stop. You kept hope alive even when it felt impossible. You didn't give up even when you were running on empty, and God has seen every single moment of it. Your faith has touched heaven in ways you didn't even realize. Your strength has been honored. Your quiet tears reached God when no one else noticed. And now God is saying, I will reward you in front of those who never thought you would make it. You have entered the last 30 seconds before your atmosphere shifts in a way that will feel unreal. You've waited months and even years for clarity, for peace, for a fresh start, for love, for healing, and for stability. There were times you thought nothing was changing, but God says you will not wait in vain anymore. What He is about to do in your life will not just make you smile. It will leave you completely speechless. Doors are opening that you could not open with your own effort. Things are changing that you could not change by yourself. People are being removed not because you did something wrong, but because they were blocking the blessing God prepared for you. The pain you felt was never punishment. It was preparation. You were being shaped, strengthened, grounded, and protected. God calls you chosen, covered, anointed, and favored, and there is nothing, no demon in hell, no enemy on earth, no lie in your mind, that can cancel what God has declared over your life. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. Everything the enemy used to try to break you only proved that God has kept His hand on you. You survived things that should have destroyed you, and that alone is proof of God's protection. You've been walking through a silent storm, haven't you? A storm that no one else understood. A storm that made you feel alone in a crowded room. But God says, I am calming it now. The chaos is ending. The confusion is lifting. The heaviness you wake up with every morning is about to break. You're not wrong for hoping. You're not foolish for believing. Your promise is still alive, and tonight it wakes up in your life. Like a thief in the night, your miracle is quietly entering your world. You won't see it coming with your eyes, but you will feel it the moment it arrives. You will feel peace rise in your chest, tears roll down your cheeks, and joy fill your spirit. That is how you will know it is Him. You won't need to chase it or force it. You won't need to beg for it. It will find you exactly where you are. God's love is chasing you down, wrapping around you, and filling the empty places inside you. He sees you in your loneliness, your doubt, your fear, your tiredness, and your silent battles. He knows the thoughts you don't say out loud. He knows the pain you don't show. He is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You don't have to pretend with him. You don't have to look strong every moment. You don't have to be perfect to be chosen. His power is made perfect in your weakness. And right now, in your weakest and most tired moments, his strength is going to shine the brightest. Don't close this. Stay with me. You are moments away from what you prayed for. God says you will be very happy tonight. Not someday, not later, not eventually, but tonight. Because tonight, heaven is releasing that one thing you begged for. It doesn't matter if it was healing in your body, peace in your mind, reconciliation in your family, freedom from addiction, or a financial breakthrough. Whatever your one thing is, God already saw it before you even whispered it, and He prepared this moment perfectly for you. And do you know what that means? It means nothing can stop what He's about to do. Not your past, not your mistakes, not the times you doubted, not the people who left you, not the moments you fell. God uses broken people to show His perfect power. He lifts up the ones who feel low. He heals the ones who feel shattered. He restores the ones who feel lost. And tonight, He is lifting you from the place where you fell and placing you back into the center of His purpose. The battle has been long, but you have never been alone for even a second. Angels have been guarding you quietly. Doors that were wrong for you were closed to protect you. Prayers you forgot you prayed are still alive and still being answered. God's hand has never left you, even in the moments when you felt abandoned. And tonight, He is about to show you proof in a way that no one will be able to deny. This is the moment your soul breathes again. The moment you stop wondering if anything will ever change, because it will. It already has. It is already in motion. Heaven is shifting. The angels are moving, and God has spoken your name in the courts of heaven. Bless them, He said. Reward them. Honor their faith. And once God declares something, no one can reverse it. A neuroscientist says yes. A 9-word script long buried in government files can fire up a prehistoric brain wave that pulls money in faster. This breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Take a moment and let that sink in. You are about to walk into a miracle that has already been written with your name on it. It is not borrowed. It is not secondhand. It is fully yours, divinely appointed, perfectly timed, and released right now. And the only thing you need to do is believe. Faith opens the floodgates of God's goodness. Trust Him, He will not fail you. If this touched your spirit in any way, take a second and like this video as an act of agreement. Not for me, but as a quiet act of faith saying, "Yes, Lord, I receive it." Let it be your silent amen in action. The weight that has been crushing your heart is going to lift. The storm that has been following you is going to end. Comment 2 if you trust what your spirit is feeling right now. You have been faithful through the silence. You have worshipped when nothing seemed to change. You stayed when walking away would have been easier. And God says, because you didn't quit, I'm going to reward you in ways that will restore everything you lost. You thought nothing was happening. But the truth is, He's been working in the background all along. Every delay was Him protecting what belongs to you. He never said no. He just said not yet. And now, finally, the yes is here. You've spent a long time asking God when things would change, when doors would open, when the long nights of waiting would finally stop. You've waited through confusion, through silence, through moments where you wondered if maybe God had skipped over your name. But tonight, God is answering you clearly, not quietly, not softly, but in a way so strong and so real that you will feel it inside your body, like something loosening, like something heavy finally dropping away. You are going to wake up different, lighter, calmer, because the spiritual chains you've been dragging for so long are falling off little by little. The thing that tried to break your peace and steal your joy is losing its grip completely. God's hand is reaching out, and He is pulling you toward a place of calm and strength. Don't question this moment. Don't make yourself smaller out of fear that it's too good to be true. God is known for doing things that look impossible. The things that seem too big for you are exactly the things God delights in showing His power through. Think about the story of Lazarus, who had been dead for 4 whole days. People gave up hope, people cried, and people thought the situation was beyond saving. But Jesus didn't accept that. He didn't say it was too late. He called Lazarus by name and brought life into what everyone had given up on. In the same way, God is about to speak life into something in your world that felt completely finished, completely hopeless, completely gone. And when He speaks, things rise. You may not know how it's going to happen. You may not know the exact time or the exact plan, but you don't need to. That is not your job. Your job is simply to believe. Your job is to take a stand in faith even when life feels overwhelming, even when the problems seem bigger than your strength, because faith is what moves heaven. Faith is what catches God's attention. And through all of this, your faith has been louder than your fear. God noticed that. God saw every moment you chose to trust even when trusting hurt. And He is proud of you. Comment 333 if you're declaring that your faith is stronger than your fear today. Let's be honest for a moment. Your journey hasn't been easy. You've survived things that could have destroyed you. You've had nights where you cried until no more tears could come out. You've had days where your mind felt like a battlefield, and you couldn't even explain to anyone what you were fighting inside. But even with all of that, you kept going. You kept walking forward. You kept standing up. That wasn't just your strength. That was God carrying you through fires you didn't think you could make it out of. Tonight, He isn't just carrying you. He's lifting you higher, pulling you out of the shadows you've been stuck in, and placing you in a new beginning. You were not forgotten. You were not abandoned. Every prayer you whispered, even the ones that came out as broken words, landed safely in God's hands. He never threw them away. He never ignored them. He held them close and waited for the right time to respond. And now He is answering not with a quiet feeling, but with a powerful move that will change the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you see yourself. This is your release. God was never late. God was strategic. He saw every betrayal, every heartbreak, every rejection. And instead of letting it crush you, He used each one as part of the setup for the blessing coming now. The people who walked away were never meant to stay. The opportunities that slipped away were never meant to be yours. What's coming now has been delivered by heaven, and nothing and no one can sabotage what God has sealed. You were set apart, not pushed aside. What others reached quickly, you had to wait for. But because you waited, because you stayed faithful, you will now receive double. God doesn't just restore. He multiplies, He expands, He pours out more than expected. So don't be surprised when what arrives looks bigger than what you prayed for. That is the nature of God. He is the God who does exceedingly, abundantly, above everything you can ask or imagine. Right now, God is moving things around behind the scenes. Doors you thought were closed are unlocking. People you don't even know yet are speaking your name in places that matter. Hearts are being softened. Chains are breaking. And the spiritual attacks you've been facing weren't signs that you're losing. They were signs that something valuable was about to be delivered into your life. The enemy does not attack what has no value. He has been fighting you because he knows what's coming, but he failed because you are still standing, and now your joy is coming back. The sparkle in your eyes is returning. You will laugh again, not a small laugh, but a deep one that comes from real peace. The anxiety you wake up with is being healed. The heavy weight you've been carrying in silence is being lifted. The person you've been praying to be restored with, God is touching their heart even if you can't see it. He is a God of suddenly, and tonight He is about to do something sudden in your life. One moment of His favor can erase years of pain. One connection can open doors your effort never could. One touch from heaven can turn everything around. And that is what's happening right now. Don't shut yourself down. Don't let doubt close the door on your blessing. Stay expectant. Stay open. This is your time. You've planted seeds through your tears, and now you will harvest joy. This isn't luck. This is divine timing. God is placing the right people, right opportunities, right peace, and right clarity in your path. You won't need to run after it. It's coming directly to you because God knows exactly where you are. Your mind may be carrying beliefs that have blocked your blessings, and that 9-word sentence scientists talk about, be it represents how deeply your mind can hold onto old patterns that keep you stuck. But now everything is shifting, and you need to know this. You are not who you used to be. All the painful nights changed you. They shaped you. They made you stronger, wiser, softer, but also more powerful. God was building something deep inside you even when you felt alone. You weren't forgotten. You were being prepared. You didn't break, you bent, but you didn't shatter. You stumbled, but you didn't stop. And now your reward is coming. This moment is God interrupting your routine to remind you that He hasn't forgotten a single promise He spoke over your life. The countdown is almost finished. Comment 555 if something inside you knows this message is for you. You must understand something deeply. The enemy would not have attacked you this hard if something powerful wasn't on the way. The pressure was intense because your breakthrough is close. God isn't late. He was saving the blessing for the perfect moment. Not just so you could have it, but so you could keep it. He wants it to last. He wants it to be whole. He wants it to be stable. Now the time has finally come. You're stepping into a sudden shift. Things that used to take you years will start happening in days. The heaviness in your soul is being replaced with clarity. The questions you've been carrying will be answered without you having to chase after them. God is walking ahead of you to prepare the ground. You won't have to beg anymore. You won't have to pretend you're okay. God is healing the inside before He changes the outside. Think about every night you couldn't sleep. Every time you cried quietly so no one would notice. Every moment you felt your spirit breaking. God saw it all. None of it was meaningless. You're not weak for feeling tired. You're not dramatic for wanting relief. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. Every tear is being turned into a testimony. The blessing coming isn't just to make you smile. It's to make people look at your life and say, only God could do that. You're not receiving just another answer. You're receiving proof of God's love and favor. People who doubted you, who ignored you, who didn't believe in you, God will let them witness your rise, not out of revenge, but out of redemption. You've struggled long enough. You fought to stay afloat when everything around you felt like it was sinking. Yet here you are. You made it. That is proof of God's hand holding you even when you felt weak. Tonight, the same God who carried you through your darkness is about to lift you into your brightest season. This is not false hope. This is the beginning of promise fulfilled. God doesn't tease His children. When He says, you will be very happy tonight, He means it, not with distractions, but with real joy, deep comfort, clarity, peace, and change that feels like healing. Comment 1212 if you feel something breaking in your favor right now. Just a small act of faith, nothing loud, nothing public, just a quiet yes inside your heart. You've been overlooked, passed by, pushed aside. It felt like everyone else was moving forward while you were standing still. But God says He was saving the best for last. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You were hidden for protection, and now you are being revealed for purpose. What's coming is marked with your name. No one can take it, delay it, or block it. It belonged to you from the beginning. The reason the wait was long is because God was building something strong. He didn't want to put a miracle on weak foundations. He wanted your heart to be strong enough to hold what He is giving you. And now you are ready. You've grown. You've matured. You stayed faithful. And now the blessing that was held back is about to be poured out. The shift won't be small. You will feel it in your spirit. You will feel lighter, clearer, more confident. You will stop doubting yourself. You will stop settling for things beneath you. You will stop shrinking to fit into small places. The things that used to break you won't shake you anymore. You're becoming the person God always knew you could be. Even if you've made mistakes, His mercy is fresh tonight. His grace is enough. His love has never stopped reaching for you. You are not too far gone. You are not too late. You are exactly on time. God loves restoring broken things. He loves turning chaos into purpose. That's what He's doing now. Tonight, you will feel a peace that doesn't even make sense at first. It will come suddenly, softly. You might not understand why your anxiety lifts or why your mind feels clear. That's God. That's how He works. Quietly, but with so much power. He doesn't always shake the ground. Sometimes He just helps you breathe again. That breath, that moment of ease. That's His hand showing you He's still in control. He's the same God who helped David defeat giants, the same God who helped Esther protect a nation, the same God who restored Ruth's life when everything seemed broken. And that same God is working for you tonight. Nothing is too hard for Him. Nothing is too far gone. Nothing is beyond repair. If He did it for them, He will do it for you. So tonight, when you close your eyes, don't carry the same weight into your sleep. Release it. Let it go. Trust that God heard you. Trust that He's already moving. Trust that this isn't the end of the story. It's the start of a new chapter. A chapter that brings breakthrough instead of breakdown, blessing instead of burden, peace instead of panic. Even when life feels heavy and your mind is tired, God is reminding you that this moment is not your final stop. It's simply the doorway to something better, something lighter, something filled with hope again. And while you may not fully understand how everything will work out, trust that it will. Trust that the page is turning in your favor and that the next part of your journey is being shaped with more love, more strength, and more stability than what you walked through before. You are stepping into days that will feel different, days that will bring restoration to places that once felt weak or empty. God is guiding you into a chapter where you will breathe easier, think clearer, and feel more supported than ever. Why did 583 people become financially free last month? Because they found a simple 9-word sentence buried inside neuroscience studies and once hidden by the FBI. Those people discovered something that unlocked a part of their mind they never knew could create so much change. Now they are paying off their debts, traveling to places they only dreamed about, and living inside homes they once thought were far beyond their reach. If your eyes are reading these words, you are fortunate, because the page that holds this information could disappear at any time. If you want to know the secret before it is gone for good, click the link in the description and comments. You might never get this chance again. You will look back on this night and realize it was a turning point. Not just another day, not just another moment, but the night when everything started to make sense. The night when things finally began to fit together, when the pieces of your life slowly started finding their place and forming something whole. Tonight will not be forgotten. It will be the night where you stopped barely surviving and finally started thriving. The night your spirit whispered, "It's finally happening." You will remember the feeling of hope coming back to life inside you, the gentle stirring of belief rising again after being quiet for so long. You will remember how the weight on your chest felt lighter, how your heart found room to breathe again. The burdens that once sat heavily on your shoulders are starting to lift. The fear that used to follow you like a shadow is slowly fading away. And for the first time in a long time, peace is entering the places where pain once lived. If you feel something softening inside you, something shifting, comment 777, because healing is beginning in you right now. God says you will be very happy tonight. Not because every situation around you suddenly turns perfect, but because something deep inside your heart is being restored. You have been waiting for things to change on the outside, but God decided to start with the inside first. That is how He works. He strengthens the heart before He strengthens the hands. He builds the soul before He builds the blessing. A promise cannot grow inside a heart that feels too broken to carry it. And that is why He has been healing you quietly, slowly, gently. There were nights when you didn't even have the strength to pray. Nights when you just sat still, letting your emotions speak louder than your words. But God heard all of it. He heard the ache, the exhaustion, the moments when you felt empty and unsure of what to do next. He understood the pain behind your silence, and tonight He is responding. Not with another waiting period, not with another test, not with another long season of confusion. He is responding with deliverance. With movement, with a shift so personal and so meaningful that only you will truly understand its value. What He is doing in your life right now may not make sense yet, but trust that it will. Trust that everything you are walking through has purpose, even if you cannot see it immediately. You do not have to figure everything out. You do not need all the answers. God already wrote the story. All you have to do is keep walking forward with Him. You are not walking into more confusion. You are walking into clarity, into direction, into peace. He is removing the distractions, the unnecessary connections, the people and things that were quietly draining you without you noticing. And yes, it has been lonely. The silence has been heavy. The separation has felt strange. The stillness has felt uncomfortable. But loneliness does not mean abandonment. God isolates the people He is getting ready to elevate. When He is preparing to raise you up, He separates you from what once held you down. You are not alone because God forgot you. You are alone because God is shaping you. You are being hidden for a moment because soon you will be revealed. Some of the greatest blessings are formed in quiet places, away from noise, and away from the eyes of others. If your heart is open and ready for what God is shaping inside you, comment 999. Something new is forming in your spirit, something gentle but powerful, something that will soon unfold into the life you've been waiting for. Think about how your life has felt lately. Hasn't it felt like you were stuck in the middle of something? Not fully broken, but not fully healed. Not completely lost, but not completely found. Not at the beginning, but not yet at the breakthrough. That is because you have been in transition, in a spiritual in-between season. But that in-between season is ending. God is calling you forward now. Forward into joy, forward into strength, forward into clarity, forward into a place of confidence and stability. This is your exit out of the wilderness. You have been tested long enough, refined long enough, stretched long enough. God is saying you're coming out gold. What you went through was real, the pain was real, the hurt was real. But the promise is real too, and now that you've survived the crushing, you are ready for the overflow. You are stepping into oil and favor, into grace and abundance. You will not need to force anything anymore. God's blessings do not come through pressure or panic. They come through surrender. Let go of what you cannot control. Release what is not in your hands. Rest in the truth that God is holding everything together even when it looks scattered. What feels like delay is actually divine alignment. You are not waiting in vain. You are being prepared. God is shaping you for the kind of blessing that doesn't fall apart, the kind that won't fade or fail. You don't need to chase people anymore. You don't need to beg for validation. God will send the right people who see your worth without you saying a word. He will restore what you lost and return it in a way that brings peace instead of pain. You no longer have to break yourself to be loved. You no longer have to shrink who you are to be accepted. You are about to be surrounded by real love, the kind that comes directly from God's hand. Tonight is more than a moment. It is a movement, a shift in your heart, a shift in your atmosphere, a shift in your spirit. The things that once triggered you will no longer have power over you. The things that once broke you will no longer shake you. You are growing past them. You are rising above them. You are healing through them. You are becoming stronger than the storms that try to destroy you. God says you will be very happy tonight, and He means it. That means something is coming that will touch your soul deeply, not just fix your circumstances. He is doing something that doesn't just make your life look better. It makes your heart feel better. Peace is coming, the kind that stays. Rest is coming, the kind that doesn't disappear. Sleep is coming, the kind that isn't filled with nightmares. You will breathe without heaviness. You will walk without fear. That is the kind of happiness God is talking about. And do not be surprised if the blessing looks different than what you imagine. Sometimes the prayer you prayed comes in a form you didn't expect, but it is still the answer you needed. God is faithful, even when the blessing arrives in unexpected wrapping. You are walking into answered prayers that don't just match your words, they match your heart. God is giving you what you didn't even know how to ask for. He is giving you not just relief, but restoration. What was taken is returning. What was delayed is being released. What felt like the end is becoming a divine beginning. This moment is sacred. Not everyone will understand it, and that is okay, because this is between you and God. This is His hand guiding your life, His whisper calming your spirit, His promise breathing through every word being woven into your future. Let your heart soften. Let your guard down. Allow His presence to cover you with the comfort you have needed. He is not coming with judgment. He is coming with love, the kind of love that fills the cracks in your heart, the kind of love that catches your tears. It is okay to cry. It is okay to feel emotional. These tears are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your soul recognizes something holy is happening. That's how you know this moment is real. It doesn't just touch your mind. It touches the deepest places inside your spirit. Could a 9-word ritual really be the key to financial freedom? It may sound unbelievable, but science is beginning to confirm it. Harvard researchers and old FBI documents point to a hidden part of the brain that, when activated, draws abundance naturally. This 9-word prayer has helped more than 19,000 people move from empty bank accounts to lives filled with provision. But this secret will not stay online much longer. If you want access before it disappears permanently, check the description and comments right now. When your breakthrough arrives, when the weight lifts, when joy returns, remember this moment. Remember how close God feels right now, because He truly is. He has always been with you even when you felt alone. You have carried so much for so long, more than people know, more than people saw. You encouraged others while your own heart was breaking. You smiled in public while crying in private. You were there for everyone even when it felt like no one saw you. But God saw you, and now He is saying, enough, let me carry you now. His arms are open tonight, ready to lift every heavy thing you've been holding. You are not forgotten. Heaven has whispered your name again and again. Every time you said, God, please help me, your words went straight to His heart. None of them were ignored. A divine answer is already arriving. You will not keep walking in circles. This is the moment the cycle breaks. Some of the pain you experienced wasn't even your fault. You didn't deserve it. You didn't ask for it. but you carried it with strength. God is healing the part of you that learned how to survive but forgot how to live. He is bringing back joy, laughter, and peace, not just survival. God does not just fix broken things. He restores them to be stronger, more beautiful, more purposeful than before. There were nights you almost let go, nights you almost quit. You didn't tell anyone, but God knew. He stayed close through all of it, and now He is showing you why He kept you, why He didn't let you fall, because there is more for you, more joy, more purpose, more love, more life. You are stepping from the shadows into a brighter season. The happiness God is bringing will not be fake or temporary. It will be the kind that stays even on hard days, the kind that brings peace when life gets noisy, the kind that fills your mornings with hope and your nights with rest. You are not too broken to be blessed. You are not too late to be chosen. You are not too far gone to be loved. God specializes in using the people others overlook. He lifts the rejected. He strengthens the weary. He comforts the forgotten. And He is doing all of that for you now. If you feel your spirit agreeing with these words, comment 1515. This is not hype. This is not emotion. This is your spirit recognizing God's voice. When God comes near, things begin to move, storms calm, wounds start to heal, situations begin to shift. Whether the change comes fast or slowly, it has already started. Don't rush the process. Some blessings come quickly, almost overnight. Others happen little by little, step by step. But no matter how fast or slow they arrive, they all come from God. Whether the change feels sudden or takes time, you can be sure it is real. Trust the timing. Trust the way God is working it out. He knows exactly what you can handle and how much you are ready for. He also already made a way through the challenges you face. Your story is far from finished. The things you have lost will not decide what your future holds. Even if parts of your past feel broken or painful, that does not erase God's promise to you. In fact, those difficult chapters only show how strong God's grace truly is. You will rise again from this. You will look back someday and say, "It was hard, but God never left me." And the story you share about how you made it through will help others find their way too. Right now, even if you don't see it, angels are being sent to guard what is coming for you. The enemy may have tried everything to stop you, but it didn't work. You are still standing. That means there is still purpose alive inside of you. That means something powerful and good is waiting ahead. Whenever God is about to release something big and new, the enemy tries to confuse you, scare you, and make you feel pressured, but you did not break. God is not only giving you things, He is giving you strength, wisdom, and the ability to see clearly what to do. He is preparing you, not just giving you luck. This time, you won't be shaken easily. You won't fall back into the things that hurt you before. You won't let fear be louder than your faith. Because now, you will walk with the confidence of someone who has seen God's hand too many times to ever doubt it. The people who laughed at your dreams, who walked away, and who said you would never recover, soon they will see God move in your life. But more importantly, you are about to see it too. You will understand why it had to take time, why God said no to some things, why He closed some doors, why He allowed you to feel pain. Every question you had that felt unanswered will become part of a story that brings glory to God. And the best part is, you will not have to chase after what belongs to you. God is bringing it all into perfect order. The right people, the right time, the right path, all of it is coming together. While you rest, God is working. While you worship, God is moving. While you trust, God is opening doors that no one can close. So, take a deep breath right now. Let go of what didn't work out. Forgive those who hurt you. Release the things you cannot fix. And just trust, you are not empty or lost. You are in the middle of becoming who you were always meant to be. You are not forgotten. You are being formed, and what is forming inside you is beautiful. This is holy ground. Right here, in this very moment, you are being renewed. Not because of anything you did, but because of God's presence. His love is healing your old wounds. His voice is calming your fears. His peace is filling every place where chaos once lived. That is why tonight you will feel happy, not because everything around you changed, but because your heart is changing. You will sleep peacefully tonight, not because you are tired, but because you finally trust that God is holding everything under control. You won't wake up tomorrow morning with dread or carry the weight of yesterday. You will rise with a calm knowing that what is coming next is held by the same hands that carried you through every storm before. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This simple 9-word money code, once kept only for the rich and powerful, is now being shared with everyday people like you. The results are amazing. People are getting unexpected cash, paying off debts, and losing the stress that weighed them down for years. But this secret might be taken away any minute now. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears forever. There is something special about the way God works. He does not always make a loud announcement. He doesn't always perform miracles in front of crowds. Sometimes he speaks quietly. Sometimes he breaks chains when you are alone in your room. And that is what he is doing right now. He is breaking off you the heavy weight you have been carrying for too long. The fear, the sadness, the secret shame, the quiet disappointment that has followed you everywhere. He is lifting all of that away. You have carried burdens you never told anyone about. You have fought silent battles, smiling for others while barely holding yourself together. And through it all, you never gave up on your faith. Maybe it flickered or dimmed, but it never died. And now, that small spark of faith, God is blowing into a flame tonight. He honors the part of you that chose to believe even when it would have been easier to give up completely. God says you will be very happy tonight, but this happiness is not shallow or fake. It is not the kind of joy that disappears when the day ends. It is the kind of happiness that fills your soul deeply and stays with you. It reminds you that even if things don't look perfect, God is perfect. Even if life feels uncertain, God's plan is still unfolding. This happiness is based on trust. You won't feel lost forever. You won't carry confusion much longer. God is replacing every heavy feeling with a supernatural calm, a calm that confuses the enemy, a calm that makes others wonder how you are still standing. And the answer will always be the same, because God never left you. Even when your prayers were quiet and your hope was thin, God stayed close. The pressure you have felt lately is not a sign that you are cursed. It is a sign that you are close to break through. The enemy turned up the heat because he knows you are about to win. But the fire didn't burn you up. Instead, it purified you. And now that the pressure has done its work, the release is coming. Not a small one, but a release so big that it will bless not only you, but everyone connected to you. Don't let your mind talk you out of it. Don't let your past try to tell you that you are not worthy of what is coming. Grace does not ask for permission. It flows freely to those who are open to receive it. And you, despite everything, have stayed open. You have stayed available. You have kept saying, God, I'm still here. I don't know how, but I trust you. That was all God needed. You didn't have to be strong all the time. You didn't have to be perfect. You just had to stay, and you did. That is why heaven is opening over you. That is why tonight is different, because you have reached the end of one chapter, and a new one is being written right now. Comment Amen if your soul agrees with this word. Just one quiet agreement between you and God. You will look back and realize that the season that hurt you the most was the one that made you grow the most. You might not have seen it while you were going through it, but it was preparing you. All the nights you wondered if anything would change, those were the nights your roots were growing deeper. God was strengthening the parts of you that the world never saw. So when He raises you up, you won't fall. This elevation is not just about getting more success or recognition. It is about healing. It is about becoming whole. It is about finally walking in peace, the kind of peace that doesn't depend on what is happening around you. The peace that lives inside you, steady and strong no matter what comes your way. That is what God is giving you now. That is what will carry you through everything ahead. Don't be surprised if you feel lighter tonight. If you feel the urge to cry, let it come. That is not weakness. That is release. That is heaven making room in your heart for what is coming next. That is your soul stretching, making space for joy. Don't resist it. Don't question it, receive it. You don't have to earn it, just accept it. God is faithful. He always has been, even when you didn't feel it. Even when you thought He was silent, He was working. He was putting things together. And now the pieces are falling into place. The answers you have been waiting for are coming. The things that didn't make sense before are starting to become clear. God is not only giving you back what you lost, He is giving you more than you had before. Restoration is not going back to where you were. It is stepping forward into something better. What God restores, He multiplies. What He rebuilds, He strengthens. What He touches, He changes. That is what He is doing in your life right now. The people who left you, the chances that disappeared, the doors that closed, all of that was God redirecting you, not rejecting you. And you will see that soon. You will understand why things had to happen the way they did. You will realize God did not let you miss anything that was meant for you, and what is meant for you is coming. Nothing can stop it. You will feel it in your spirit before you see it with your eyes. A lightness, a calm, a quiet confidence that says, God is with me. That is how you will know. That is the shift. That is the start of the happiness God promised you. And it is happening tonight, not because you forced it, but because God chose it. This moment is holy. Don't rush past it. Let these words sink into your heart and soul. God is not just doing what you hoped for. He is doing better. He is going beyond what you expected. The breakthrough you have dreamed about is being handled in heaven right now. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are not ignored. You are being crowned. When God chooses someone, the journey is different. It is not always easy. It is not always fast, but it is always worth it. You have been through pressure, waiting, and loneliness, not because you were punished, but because you were being prepared. The bigger the call, the deeper the preparation. Yours has been deep and holy. Why is the government trying to hide this 9-word prayer? A shocking FBIleak just revealed that this simple prayer is now helping everyday people erase debt and attract wealth that can't be stopped. Verified by scientists and backed by Harvard research, this ritual is turning financial stress into a life of luxury. Dream homes, new cars, amazing vacations. They are all possible now, but the government could remove this secret at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears forever. God didn't let you break. You bent, yes, you got tired, but even in your darkest and loneliest moments, you never gave up completely. That was God keeping you steady. That was grace carrying you when you had no strength left, and now He is lifting you up, not just emotionally, but spiritually, not just with words, but with real miracles. The moment you have waited for is quietly happening. You may not see big fireworks or hear loud noises, but God often works quietly before showing His power. The blessing is already on its way to you. The pieces are coming together. Doors that were once closed are opening now. Hearts that seemed hard are softening. Things are turning in your favor. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. What God is about to do will speak louder than words. You won't need to convince anyone. You will just walk in it, shining with peace, carrying joy, glowing with light. People will wonder what changed in you, and you will know it was God. Comment Amen if you are ready to receive this change, not just in your life, but in your heart. This is a change where the old version of you can't follow. You are not going back to insecurity or fear. You are not settling for what used to drain you. This time, you are stepping forward with authority, clarity, and the quiet power of someone who has seen too much to stay silent. Your story is about to change. You will start to see things fall away that don't belong in your life anymore. Old habits, negative thoughts, and people who never truly supported you will drift away. Don't fight this separation. God is clearing space around you so that what He is planting can grow. Growth needs room, and God is making space for joy, peace, and true purpose. You have been carrying questions for a long time, questions no one could answer. You've asked yourself, "Why me?" more times than you can remember. Those moments when you felt lost, confused, or hurt, you probably wondered why life was so hard for you. But tonight, God is not going to give you reasons or explanations. Instead, He is giving you something much better: restoration. He is healing parts of you that you didn't even realize were still hurt. He's calming the restless thoughts and quieting the noise inside your mind that tried to overwhelm you. The same powerful God who stood with Daniel in the lion's den is right here with you now. The very same God who parted the Red Sea for Moses is making a way for you, even when you don't see it. The power that raised Jesus from the dead is alive and working in your life tonight. This isn't just a story or a nice saying. This is real. It is supernatural and very personal to you. When you least expect it, the very pain that once made you cry will become your testimony. It will be the story you share with others for many years to come. The pain you went through won't just be a painful memory. It will be the place where God shows His glory. Not so you can boast, but so you can say to everyone, "Look at what God has done." That is the kind of deep joy that is coming your way. That's the kind of happiness God promised you for tonight. The new season you are stepping into will be very different from the one you just left behind. You won't have to fight the same battles over and over. You won't carry the same heavy burdens on your shoulders. You won't wake up feeling tired and worn out in your soul. This time, your rest will be real and refreshing. Your peace will be strong and steady. Your hope will come alive because it will be built on God's promises, not on what others say or think. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You have grown in ways you may not fully see yet. You have become stronger, wiser, and more mature. Because of all this growth, you are ready for the blessing God wants to give you, something that may have been too much for you to handle before. You are ready to carry the responsibility of what God is trusting you with now. This is not just about receiving blessings. It's about partnering with God. You and heaven are working together. That's what is happening in your life. Even when everything seems quiet and still, God is working behind the scenes. Even when you think nothing is happening, God is shaping things carefully. What He has been preparing quietly and secretly is now coming into the open. It is not coming to embarrass you or remind you of your past mistakes. It is coming to lift you up and raise you higher than ever before. God will use the parts of your story you wanted to hide, the struggles you wished never happened, as proof of His goodness and power. What the enemy meant to use to shame you, God will turn into a shining light that flows through your life. You are not late. You are not behind in life. You are exactly where God wants you to be, right in the middle of the plan. And it is only going to get better from this point forward. You will experience better days filled with hope, brighter mornings where your heart feels light, deeper peace that nothing can shake, and stronger faith to carry you through anything. All of this will be wrapped up in God's amazing grace. So tonight, when you lay your head down to rest, don't replay your pain in your mind. Don't let your fears take over your thoughts. Instead, take a deep breath and try to smile, even if it's just a little one. Say quietly to yourself, "Thank you, God, for remembering me," because He has not forgotten you, and what is coming next will show you just how much He remembers and cares. You have spent so much time trying to understand why some things didn't work out the way you hoped. Maybe you blamed yourself or questioned your worth, but God wants to quiet all those lies tonight. It didn't fall apart because you weren't good enough. It broke down because it was never meant to carry you to the place God has planned for you. The breaking was not a rejection, it was a redirection. God had to clear the way, make room for something better, room for real love, room for divine alignment, and room for the healing you didn't even realize you needed. There were times when you almost settled for less than you deserved. There were relationships you almost stayed in, even though they weren't good for you. There were chances you almost chased that weren't right for your future. But God, in His mercy, stepped in and blocked those things. You were disappointed then, but tonight you will begin to see why it had to happen that way. God was protecting you, keeping you safe, and positioning you for what's next. Every no that crushed your spirit back then was God's way of saying a loud yes to something much greater. The pain you felt wasn't meaningless. The tears you shed weren't wasted. Each tear watered the ground where your blessing is now about to bloom and grow. God doesn't forget the tears you cry when no one is watching. He collects them like precious drops and remembers everyone. And in His perfect timing, He will turn those tears into rivers of joy that never stop flowing. That is what you are stepping into tonight, rivers of joy flowing out of pure grace. You may wonder if it is really possible to attract money just by saying certain powerful words. There is a secret 9-word script tested by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs that proves you can. Many people are using it from their own homes and are seeing surprising money come into their lives, debts being paid off, and their lives changing for the better. It only takes less than 30 seconds to do, but this secret won't stay online for long. So, click the link in the description or comments now before it is taken down forever. What is coming to you won't feel like a struggle or a fight. It will feel like rest. It will feel like peace gently washing over your tired shoulders. You won't have to work hard to get it, and you won't have to beg for it. The doors that are opening for you will swing wide open easily because they were made just for you. Your name is already written on the blessings that are coming. You don't have to compete with anyone or prove yourself. All you need to do is receive what God has for you. You are entering a new season where things will start to make sense. Not everything will be clear right away, but slowly, little by little, clarity will replace confusion. Where there was chaos in your life, you will begin to feel calm. You will look around and notice that the stress you used to wake up with no longer holds you down. The anxiety that used to sit heavy on your chest will begin to break and fade. Not because everything in your life is perfect, but because you will finally know, deep down, that God is with you in every situation. God has been walking with you this entire time, even when you felt alone. Through all the disappointment, through the long silence, through unanswered prayers, God was still there. Even when you didn't hear His voice or see Him move in the way you wanted, He was working quietly behind the scenes. God has been closer to you in your hardest moments than some people were during your happiest times. If you believe God has been with you, even when you didn't feel Him, type 1212 as a sign. The happiness God is bringing to you tonight isn't about everything in life going perfectly. It is about knowing that you are never alone again. It's about waking up with a new sense of purpose. It's about breathing deeply and feeling held, loved, and chosen. This joy isn't like the kind the world offers. It is deeper, holier, and more sacred. This kind of joy will stay with you no matter what happens. God has already gone ahead of you, preparing hearts to welcome you, and making sure the right opportunities come your way. He is opening doors that no one else could open for you. He is putting your name into conversations you never dreamed of being part of. And He is doing all of this quietly and perfectly because He wants you to know it isn't because of your own effort. It's all by His hand. When people ask you how you made it through, how you healed, or how you kept going, your answer will be simple. God carried me. This is what is happening to you now. You are being lifted up, surrounded, and carried. Even if everything around you looks the same, something inside you is different. You are stronger, steadier, and unshakable. You will smile again without forcing it. You will laugh without feeling guilty. You will trust without fear, because God is not only restoring what you lost, but also bringing back what you stopped believing was possible. He is returning the hope you buried deep inside. He is lighting up the spark you thought had gone out. He is bringing back the joy you almost forgot was real. And this time, it won't be like before. It will be better because this joy will be rooted in God. It won't depend on people or circumstances, but on His never-changing love. That is why this joy will last. That is why it will feel so different. It won't be attached to anything temporary. Instead, it will be built on the solid rock of God's promise. What I'm sharing with you isn't just words of encouragement. It is a message from heaven straight to your heart. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten or overlooked. You are seen, known, called, and chosen. And tonight is the moment God has marked as your turning point. This is not the end of your journey. It is a new beginning. So, don't go to sleep feeling heavy or worried that things will never get better. God says that things have already started to change. Even if you don't see it yet, everything is moving. When it finally appears, you will know it for sure. It will feel right. It will bring peace. It will be pure and true. You won't have to wonder if it's from God because your heart will know. You will wake up feeling lighter, more focused, and more confident. Not in yourself, but in Him. Because He is the same God who saved you before, and He will not stop now. His goodness never runs out. His love never fades. His power never weakens, and His promises never fail. Tonight, let your heart rest in these truths. Let your mind calm down. Let His peace cover you like a warm blanket on a cold night. You don't need to have all the answers. You only need to know the one who holds all the answers, and He is holding you right now. What God is doing in your life at this moment isn't random or delayed. It isn't just a maybe anymore. It is a real move of heaven, quiet, steady, and impossible to ignore. God is fulfilling promises that have been hidden beneath years of pain, disappointment, and waiting. You might have felt like you didn't have the strength to hope anymore, but God remembered you. And tonight, He is giving you a first taste of the good things He has been preparing just for you. If your heart feels this word is for you, type 555 as a sign. This is your personal confirmation. You don't need to second guess it or look for more signs. You don't need anyone else to agree. God is speaking directly to you right now. That ache you've been quietly carrying in your chest, God is touching it right now. The problem you've been asking Him to fix, He is working on it. You might have wondered if your prayers were going unheard or if they bounced off the ceiling, but they didn't. They reached God, and He is answering. It's easy to believe that God only blesses other people, not you. It's easy to think favor always passes you by. But tonight, God is turning that lie upside down. This time, it's your name being spoken. This time, your tears are being wiped away. This time, your healing is being released. You are not left out. You are being pulled close. There is a reason why you have felt this strong pull in your spirit lately. That tension you couldn't explain wasn't just anxiety. It was the atmosphere around you shifting and changing. It was God clearing the space for His next move in your life. He has been working quietly behind the scenes, changing conversations, opening new opportunities, softening hearts, and adjusting timing. Now, all of these things are catching up to this moment. You have had to walk by faith longer than you wanted. You waited longer than you thought you would. You carried pain deeper than you admitted, but none of it was wasted or missed. God is about to bring meaning to what seemed meaningless. He is going to turn your sorrow into strength, your confusion into clarity, and your waiting into a powerful witness of His work. You are about to see what God has been doing all along. If you are ready to step boldly into the joy God promised you, type 11 as a sign. What if everything you learned about money isn't true? What if there is a hidden 9-word prayer from a secret FBI report that is now helping thousands of people attract wealth without any hard work? Scientists say this prayer activates a part of your brain that has been controlling abundance for 150 million years. It has been tested by Harvard and proven in labs to change lives. But the government might remove this secret at any time. So, click the link in the description or comments before it's gone forever. You don't have to do anything to earn this blessing. There's no list of rules or conditions you must meet. Just be still and open your heart. That's all God wants. He doesn't want performance or perfection. He wants your presence. He wants your honest, tired prayers and your quiet hopes whispered in the dark. He isn't asking for you to be perfect. He's asking you to surrender. And the moment you surrender, that's when everything begins to change. The enemy tried to convince you that nothing would ever change. He told you that this hard season would last forever, and that your life would stay stuck in the same place. But he was wrong. God is showing you that you are stepping out of that pattern. You are stepping out of the storm and the wilderness. You are stepping into a promise, into favor, into light. You will notice small signs at first, quiet moments of peace you can't explain, a gentle push in the right direction, a conversation that opens a new door, or a feeling deep in your heart that says something is changing. Pay attention. These aren't just coincidences. These are signs from God. You will feel strength coming back into the parts of your soul that were tired. Your energy will return. Your focus will sharpen. Your joy will come back. You will wake up with a new spirit inside you that says, I know God is with me. When people ask you what changed, you'll say, I stopped trying to do it all by myself. I let God carry me. That is what the enemy didn't want to see. You are still standing. You are still believing. You are still hoping, even after everything you went through. Because you didn't give up or walk away, God is honoring your endurance. The heavy weight you carried is being lifted. The battle is ending. The tears are turning into joy. And this is not just for a little while or just feelings that come and go. This is real and lasting. This is not temporary or just emotional excitement. This is your new reality.